ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरोः श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगणरघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं श्रीकृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधाकृष्णपादान् सहगणललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च। हे कृष्णा करुणा सिन्धो दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिकान्त राधाकान्त नमोऽस्तुते। तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। नमो महावदान्याय कृष्णा प्रेम प्रदायिने कृष्णाय कृष्णा चैतन्य नाम्ने गौरत्विषे नमः। पंचतत्वात्मकं कृष्णं भक्तरूपस्वरूपकं भक्तावतारं भक्ताख्यं नमामि भक्तशक्तिकं। श्रीकृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौरभक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। जन्माद्यस्य यतोऽन्वयादितरतश्चार्थसुभिज्ञस्वराट् तेने ब्रह्महृदायादिकवये मुह्यन्ति यत्सूरयः। तेजो वारिमृदां यथा विनिमयो यत्र त्रिसर्गो मृषा धाम्ना स्वेन सदा निरस्तकुहकं सत्यं परं धीमहि। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। स्वस्ति अस्तु विश्वस्य खलः प्रसीदतां ध्यायन्तु भूतानि शिवं मिथो धिया मनश्च भद्रं भजतादधोक्षजे आवेश्यतां नो मतिरप्यहेतुकी। We are reading from Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, Canto 10, Chapter 51, verse number 1. So in the previous chapter we read how Kalyavan came with 30 koti, that means 300 million people, and surrounded Mathura. So don't be disturbed by the number, means lot of people, that's all. Otherwise people start thinking, how is this possible? How so many people can come, this, that. So it means a lot of people came. and covered the whole Mathura. And then there was also the possibility of Jarasandha coming. So there was double attack. So Krishna decided to run away from Mathura and take Kalyavan to a distant place. So that's where he will get him killed. So generally we get conditioned by certain things in our life. It could be my family, my birth, my jati, my position, my post, status, country, religion belong to this. So these things are good because they give you also a sort of identity with which you can function, but they can also become a blockage if you do not understand the ultimate purpose of life. So as we saw, this 10th canto of Bhagavatam contains 90 chapters and it's divided in two parts. First part is primarily dealing with Rāsa-līlā, except for last one or two chapters which is like a transition. And then the second part is Dwarka-līlā. So this Līlā is very practical, what is coming. What came is all what is pure love, because he was surrounded by people who just loved him, except that some asuras came which he took care of them. But that is to understand what is Uttama Bhakti. And now how you live a practical life, and you have to face different situations, how to deal with them. Like people ask this question, how can we do bhakti while living in the West? So that's a practical question, because situation is different. You are not dealing with devotees all the time. So how do we maintain our devotional life when we are in the midst of non-devotees? So similarly, his first part of his life is that he is surrounded with all premi bhaktas. And now he is out from that. So he has to also deal with people, even if their devotees, akrura, still they are playing some tricks with the Syamantak Mani. So how he dealt with it. So that gives us very good practical knowledge. So this chapter is very important because he runs away. Now for a Kshatriya this is a big disgrace that you run away from the battlefield, because yuddhe chapya palayanam. Even in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna himself says that one of the characteristics of Kshatriya is that yuddhe chapi apalayanam, that he never runs away from the battlefield. He will die but not run away. That is Kshatriya. But Krishna is saying that which is important, not running and getting your head cut off, or winning the battle. He says, Jayosmi, Vyavasayosmi. He says, victory I am. And Nitirasmi Jigishitam. He says, those who have Jigisha, those who want to have the wish to be victorious, they must take shelter of Niti. And Niti is not straightforward. Niti is not 2 plus 2 is 4. Niti is not that I will not run away, I am a Kshatriya, that is not Niti. That is Dharma, but Niti goes beyond. Niti is a practical, what takes you to your destination. So if you go on highway, then you have to keep to your lane, but if there is a traffic jam, then you have to find some way. So that's what Niti teaches, that in a particular situation, what is the best thing to do. So this is very important, because you don't see any other person who runs away and he is celebrated. Krishna is the only one that they even have a temple of Ranchorji, means when he ran away. The runner, just like he has a name Parthasarthi, he also has a name Ranchod. Ran means battle, Chod means giving up, running. So this is quite amazing, and he is doing this to teach to us. Otherwise we get stuck in our ahankara. Ahankara is good if it takes you to your goal. But if ahankara becomes an obstacle to your goal, then you have to drop that. But people are unable to drop it. It's very difficult. That's where all the problems come. And they keep on suffering from that. Most of the time people suffer only because of their ahankara. They have some concepts, some ideas which are wrong. There is nothing wrong with having concepts, but to have a wrong concept, wrong idea, and then to hold on to that as if this is my life, I will die, but I will not. So it's not. So Krishna shows this, just like in Mahabharata, Arjuna had this, that anyone who says that throw away your Gandiva, I will cut his head. So Krishna said, what is this stupidity? And he was ready to kill himself and his brother. How stupid that would be. And why? Because I have taken this vow. So that is his ahankara. So Krishna says no. So he taught this. What a disaster it would have been if he had killed Yudhishthira and then he would kill himself. So then Kauravas have won. Why? Because of one person's stupid ahankara. That I have taken this and I will keep my word. So then he has to pacify him, fix his brain, and save both of them. So this is what niti. Niti, of course, niti does not mean cheating others. There is also kutniti or crooked niti, where people trick others. That's not what Krishna is teaching, but how to navigate in your life to reach your destination and not get stuck with some obstacles. Sometimes sattvic things are also obstacle. So therefore, this is what it says, Sarvadharman parityaja mamekam sharanam vraja. You say, how can you give up dharma? That's why bhakti is difficult to understand. People think they know bhakti. Many people think like that. They have this is another ahankara. I know what is bhakti. How do you know that you know? What is the test? But they have their ahankara and they will not give it up, so then they remain stuck with that. So it has to be learned. That's why this big book was written. That's why Goswamis wrote so many books. Because bhakti is not something material and cannot understand with your material experience. So it has to be studied from Shastra. So that's what Krishna is teaching. So Shri Shuka Uvacha. So Shri Sukadeva Goswami said, Tam vilokya vinishkrantam ujjihanam ivodupam darshaniyatamam shyamam pita kauseya vasasam Shrivatsa vakshasham bhrajat kaustubha mukta kandharam prithu dirgha chaturbahum navakanjarunekshanam nitya pramuditam Śrīmad sukapolam suchismitam mukharavindam vibhranam spuranam kundalam Vasudevo hi ayam iti puman Shrivatsalanchana Chaturbhujor Daksho Vanmalyati Sundaraha. So in these slokas, Krishna's body, his appearance, his beauty is being described. Because this Kalevana does not know who is Krishna, but he has come to fight with him. So Narada Rishi has told him how he appears and what are his recognizing symptoms, what you call lakshana, specific characteristics, Srivatsa. Therefore he is having 4 arms. Till now we did not see Krishna manifesting 4 arms, but Here it says Chaturbhuja, so he cannot miss him, so that he runs behind him. That's the whole idea. So tam vilokya vinishkrantam. So Kalevan he saw, because Krishna came out marching with no weapons. We read he was having a lotus garland and he just walked out without any shastra. So he saw him coming out, niskrantam ujjihanam ivodupam. He appeared just like the moon rising in the eastern direction. And darshaniyatamam, he was very beautiful. Darshaniyatamam means most beautiful. He has never seen anyone so beautiful. So although he is asura, he could appreciate Krishna's beauty. And shyamam is shyama in color, blackish. And pita kaushaya vasasham. And he was having yellow silk garland, kaushaya. And Srivatsa Vakshasham, and on his chest he has a Srivatsa, the streak of golden hair which represents Lakshmi. And Bhrajat Kaustubham, and he had also the Kaustuba gem hanging in his neck. So that is the Jiva Shakti. That's also speciality of Krishna or Vishnu Tattva. And Amukta Kandharam, and he had necklace made from mukta. And Prithu Dirgha Chaturbahu. So he had long forearms, strong, stout arms. He was not emaciated, looked well fed and forearmed. Navkanjaruna Kshanam, and his eyes were just like newly blooming lotus flower. And Nitya Pramuditam Srimat Sukapolam Suchismitam. He looked very happy. He was not in any anxiety. He was looking very blissful. And he had nice cheeks and Suchi Smitam, and he had a very pure smile on his face. Means not some sarcastic or malicious or anything like that, but very enchanting, bewitching smile on his face. And Mukharvindam Bibhranam Spuran Makara Kundalam. And he had his lotus face on which the Makar Kundala, the earrings in the shape of Makara, were dangling on his cheeks. So that's how he came out. So he could recognize him. Vasudevo hi ayamiti puman Shrivatsa Lanchana. So he understood that this is Vasudeva because he has the mark of Srivatsa on his chest, which Narada had told him that this is how you will recognize him. And Chaturbhuja, 4 arms, and Arvindaksha, lotus eyes. And Vanmaliyati Sundara, and he has a nice garland. Previously it was said that he has Padma Mali, lotus garland. Now he says Vanmali. And he is very beautiful. That is special characteristic of Krishna. Whatever may be the case, he is beautiful. So there is not really much commentary. It's 2 more slokas. Lakshanai Narada Proktair Nanyo Bhavitum Arhati Nirayudhas Chalan Padbhyam Yotse Ne Nirayudha. So he says, okay, he has all the matching characteristics which Narada had told me. So Narada has informed him how to recognize him. So he says that certainly he is the one who must be Vasudeva. and he was having no weapons in his hand. And he was walking. He did not come on any chariot or horse or anything. He just walked by foot. So chalan padbhyam. So then he thought that I will fight him also without weapon. He said he does not have weapon, so I will also not use any weapon. So this was old time. So they fought. If the other person has no weapon, then you don't shoot arrows at him. If his chariot has broken down, if he is fallen down, if he has no bow or arrow to fight, then don't shoot at him. Iti nishchitya avunah pradharvantam parang mukham anudhavad jigrikshustam durapam api yoginam. So when he has concluded that Yavana, Kali Yavana, that this is Krishna, then Krishna started running. So first he came and he showed himself to him, and he walked slowly until he has ascertained that yes, this is the one. And then when he ascertained, then Krishna, Pradravantam Paramakam, then Krishna turned to the other side, not towards him. First he was walking towards him so that he can see him, his face and everything. And when he understood that, okay, now he knows who I am, then he turned back and he started running. So then Kaliyavan, he also ran behind him. So this is the first marathon. People talk of marathon because they will run more than, I don't know how much is marathon, is 40 miles or how much it, I don't know. 42 kilometers. So they will run more than 100 kilometers. They are going to run a lot. And Krishna was good at running. That's what he did all his life. He was running in the forest here. So anvadhavat jigrikshustam durapam api yoginam. So he ran behind him. Why was he running behind him? He wanted to catch him, Jigrikshu. But Krishna is called Durapa. So Durapa Bhagavan means he is not easily attainable, even for yogis, yogi namapi. Panthastu koti satvatsara sampragamyo yogi namatha yat pongina vayorathapyat munipongavanam sopi asti yat prapadasīmani avichinta tattve govindam adipurusham tamham bhajami. So Brahma Samhita says that even if you run for koti shatvatsar, 1,000 million years, at the steep speed of wind or mind, still you cannot catch him. So, yopi asti yat prapadasīmani avichintya tattva, because he is avichintya tattva. So how he is going to catch him? Bhaktya mam vijanati. Bhaktya am ekya grahya. Grahya means catching. So he says, you can only catch me by bhakti, not by any other way. Even Mother Yashoda had tough time catching him, but she was able to catch him. Otherwise you cannot catch him. So he ran and ran and ran. So commentary is not much. Eka panchashat tame Shri Muchkando Drishadahat Yavnam Tushtave Krishnam Satushto Smai Varam Dadau. So in this 51st chapter, what is being described is that Muchukunda, the king Muchukunda, he burnt Kaliyavan by his glance. And then he prayed, he recited very nice prayers to Krishna, and Krishna gave his boon or blessing to him. This is the subject matter. Now, Jihanam Udgachantam Prakatitam Api अन्यैर यथा योगम आस्वाद्यमानम अपि भगवन माधुर्यम असुरा वैर्भावाद एव अनुभवितुम चक्षुर्भ्याम पश्यन्तोपि न शक्नुवन्ति. So he is saying how he appeared like a moon, and although he is visible, prakatitam api, but the asuras, they cannot really relish his beauty, although they may see him because of their vair-bhav, because of their animosity. They do not have devotion. And as Krishna says that simply because somebody sees Krishna does not mean that he actually sees him. He says you can only see him with bhakti, otherwise he remains covered with a layer of maya, although he looks beautiful, but asuras cannot see his true form. So therefore he was not able to really see him, although he saw that he was beautiful. So Gyapetum Darshniya Ityadina Saundaryam Varnitam Pradaravantam Palayaman. So this description is more for us, not for him. He did not really become attracted to his beauty. He wanted to catch him and kill him. So now he is running, and Krishna is also running, but Krishna is not running very fast, because if he runs too fast and goes too far away, then he will lose hope. So he wants him to remain hooked onto him. So Krishna runs, then he slows down, and when he comes close by, then he runs. So he feels like I am just going to catch him, and when he is about to catch him, he runs further. So therefore he goes on and on and on and does not stop. So that's what is being described. Hasta praptamiva atmanam harinasa pade pade nito darshayata duram yavaneshwadrikandaram. So Lord Sri Krishna, he showed himself to him as if he was about to catch him. Hasta praptam. Just like 2 feet away. And I'm just going to catch him. And in this way he kept running. And Krishna took him far away, Duram, and then he entered into a cave of a mountain. So Adrikandaram. And Palayanam Yadukule Jatastav Nochitam Itikshipan Anugato Nainam Prapa Hatashubham. So this Kalevan was telling him that, why are you running? This does not befit you. You are born in Yadukula. So he was also speaking to him, like trying to tell him that how can you run? You are a Kshatriya. You are born in Yadukula. This is how he was trying to evoke his ahankara. But Krishna is not bothered about that. Generally, if you speak like this, how can you do this? You are so and so. Don't you know this? You are born in this family and you do such a mean act. So then immediately your ahankara comes and he says, yes, how can I do this? It's like Krishna was evoking Arjuna's ahankara, anarya justam, asvargyam, akirti karam Arjuna. He says, how is that this kalmasha has come in this vishama sthiti on you? Visamesham upastitam. That you are anarya justam. You are behaving like an anarya. You are an arya. So this was trying to pinch his ego. So just as Krishna was also not able to pinch his ego, because Arjuna still remained. So he is also trying to pinch his ego. But how can you run? Palayanam yadukule jatasya tav nochitam. He says, this is not proper for you. You are born in Yadukula. Yadu was a great person, great hero, you are coming in his family and you are running? How can you do this? Iti Kshipan. So like this, he was criticizing Krishna. He was speaking sarcastically. What kind of hero you are? I heard so much about you, that you are a big hero, you are this and you are running. You are scared of me? Stop. So no. So he followed Nainam Prapa Hata Shubham, but he was not able to catch him. Why? Because Ahata Ashubham. Because he was not pure in heart. And one who is not pure in heart cannot train him. Right? Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita that I cannot be seen. Yoga Maya Naham Prakasam Sarvasya Yoga Maya Samavrita. So they cannot see me. So he is able to see him somewhat, but he cannot catch him. So this is very important, how he was not trapped by the Kalyavana's words. Kalyavana was not able to change Krishna's mind by speaking words to hit his ahankara. So that shows how Krishna is not conditioned by anything like that, all this praise or criticism. So, Ninda Prasansa, he remained what he has to do. So, Atmanam Hast Praptamiva Darshayata Duram Nita iti anvaya. So, there is not much commentary. He says that he appeared as if Kalevan was about to catch him, but he could not catch him. Evam kshiptopi bhagwan pravishad girikandaram sopi pravishtas tatranyam shayanam dadrishe naram. So when Kalevan was verbally attacking Krishna like this, then Krishna, he did not care. He kept running and Kalevan kept following him. So then he entered into the cave. So behind him he also entered to the cave. Sopi pravishtas. And then he saw that there was one man who was sleeping there. Tatra anyam dadrishenaram shayanam. So there was another person who was sleeping, but he did not know who is it Krishna sleeping or another person, because he did not see Krishna there. Especially if you go from outside into cave which is dark, you don't see him. But he saw the man who was sleeping there. So nanu asau duramaniya shete mamiha sadhuvat iti matva chutam mudhastam padasam tadayat. So this foolish guy, he thought that this is Krishna who is sleeping here. He thought that he's been running so much, now he got tired and he's relaxing here and he does not know that I'm behind him. So he says, Duram aniya shete mam. He says, he has brought me so far away and now he is sleeping here like a gentleman, as if nothing has happened. Sadhuvat. So he was very upset. So then he kicked with his foot. Padasam tadet. He gave a big kick to this person who is sleeping. And he was foolish because he thought this is Krishna. So achyutam matva mudha stam padasam tadet. So he mistook this man who was sleeping there to be Krishna. It was not Krishna. It was his death. This was the Kala for Kalayavan. Krishna said, your name is Kalayavan, you like Kala before you, I will take you to Kala. So he brought him to his death. So then what happened? This man who has been sleeping there for a long time, Sauthaya Chiram Supta Shanair Unmilya Lochane. So he has been sleeping there for thousands of years. Actually millions of years he's been sleeping there. So then he woke up and he opened his eyes and then he looked around. Disho Vilokyan Parshve Tamadrakshid Avastitam. And he saw this Kalevan standing to the side. So he was very angry because he understood that this fellow has disturbed my sleep. So if you are in deep sleep and somebody comes and kicks you, how do you feel? Do you say, thank you for waking me up? Or you get upset? So nobody likes to be disturbed when they are sleeping. So therefore, this Muchukunda, he got very angry when he saw this guy because he understood that this fellow is the one who has kicked me. So tavat tasya rushtasya drishtipatena bharata dehajayana agnina dagdho bhasmashada bhatshanat. So when he was angry and he looked at him, then as soon as he looked at him, his body started burning from the fire which generated from his own body, Kalevana's body. And within a second, he turned into ashes. It's like they have these electric crematoriums these days. Olden time is that you burn the dead body with wood. Now in the cities they have electric crematorium. They have like a big oven where temperature is few thousand degrees. You throw the body, it's finished in a minute. So this is what happened to Kalayavan. He turned into ashes. Bhasmasat abhavat kshanat. Immediately he turned into ashes. So sopi Kalevanopi anya naram tadarsha. So Kalevana, he saw another man sleeping there. Tasya kruddhasya drishti patena sandipto ya swadehajo agnis tenaiti. So when Muchkunda, this king, this man who was sleeping, it will be described, he was a king. So he got angry and he looked at him, then his fire was generated from the body of Kalevan and that burnt him. Tatheva tadvar prarthanas tadvar danacha tatharivans. So why this happened? Because this king actually had got a boon from Indra. Long ago, he was son of Mandhata, king. So he was taken by Indra to fight with the Asuras. He was a pious king, Muchkunda, in Satyuga. And he was taken by Indra. On his request, he went and he fought. When he was protecting the Devas, at that time, Kartikeya was born to Lord Shiva. And then Kartikeya was made the commander-in-chief of the Devas. So Krishna also says this in Bhagavad Gita, that I am Skanda among the warriors. Says this in 10th chapter. So when they got this Skanda, or this, yesterday we were talking about Scandinavian, these are the Skanda people. Yeah, it's true, the word Scandinavian actually comes from the word Skanda. Because Skanda is the warrior son of Shiva. And these people were warriors, coming down, fighting. So then, they told Muchkunda that now you can take leave, we are safe now. And then Indra said that you have done so much service to us, so what boon I can give you? So he says, well, you give me the boon that I'm tired, all this time I could not sleep properly, I've been guarding that I sleep, and if anyone comes and wakes me up and I look at him, he should be burnt. So this is the boon he had asked. Why actually he asked this boon? This is not a very good boon. So he asked this boon because he thought that if I go away now and I take sleep, this Indra may again come and wake me up when he needs me. And I had enough of it, But if I take this boon, he will never come and wake me up. He was clever, Because now Indra knows that if I go and wake him up, I will be burnt. So he is never going to do that. So he got rid of Indra like that. That was the reason. And Krishna knew this. So he is taking the advantage. And then he was given the boon that you will have darshan of Krishna. So he'll say like that. So this is described in Harivansh Purana. Prasuptam bodhayedyo mam tam daheham aham suraha chakshusha krodha deeptena evam aha punha punha. So this is the boon he asked them again and again. He says, I want to sleep and anyone who wakes me up, oh devas, I should be able to burn him by my looks. So just give me this boon. So atra nidra prarthana midam vriddha gargokta krishna darshanam yavad bhavishyati tavan nidra eva mam sukhaya na tu jagara. So this Vriddha Garga has told, some forefather of Garga Muni, that you will sleep until you have darshan of Krishna. And this was another reason, because he said you will have darshan of Krishna, but he is going to come in the 28th Chaturyugi, and this was somewhere earlier. So he says, okay, if I am going to have darshan of Krishna, then I don't want to see anything else. So let me just sleep that long, so that I don't have to see anything. When I open my eyes, I should be able to have darshan of Krishna. So that was another reason. That's what he's saying. Atra nidra prarthana midam vriddha gargokta Krishna darshanam yavad bhavishyati tavad nidra evam mam sukhaya na tu jagara. So this Vriddha Garga Muni has told him that you will have darshan of Krishna. So he says, okay, then for me, my happiness is that I sleep till I see Krishna, and I don't want to remain awake and see anything else. Tad darshan samutkanthasya mam bahu chaturyugau avchinna kalo jagrena yapetum ashakya. Because he has to pass so many chaturyugis, cycles, because he was in the first Chaturyuga and Krishna is coming in 28th Chaturyuga. So how much time? He says, I will go nuts waiting for him. How much I have to wait? So best is I sleep. And then when I wake up, I see him. So therefore he says, let me sleep. And nidraya tu kala kshan prayeva. And when you sleep, then time passes quickly. You don't know. Bhavishyati iti abhiprayana krodha karanaka daha prarthanam tu shakra bhishitu annatha svavera very ghatnartham purapi. So sleep he wanted so that he doesn't have to see anything else before he sees Krishna. And this boon of killing when he wakes up and sees somebody, this is to protect himself from Indra. He says, I don't want to see Indra also now. So if he comes back again and requests me to fight, and I'm not interested in that anymore. So this is actually to make him fear. So he put fear in Indra's mind by Indra's boon only. That was the trick. So, Niti. So, very vighatanartham punarapi shakro jagrayate abhiprayane tatascha tadvaro Vishnu Purane. So, this boon is described in Vishnu Purana as follows. Proktascha devai sansuptam yastvam uthapayeshyati dehajain agnina sadya satu bhashmi bhavishyati. So this, when he asked for the boon, then the devas, they spoke to him that anyone who will wake you up from your sleep, then he will be immediately burned to ashes by the fire generated from your own body. This is the boon we give you. So this is how Kalyavana was offered into the sacrifice of the fire generated by the look of Muchukunda. So now Muchukunda finished. We don't know what happened to the 300 million guys there in Mathura. So Sri Raja Uvacha, the king asked the question now. Ko nama sapuman brahman kasya kim varya evacha kasmad guham gata shishye kim tejo yavanardanaha. So king asked to Sukadeva Goswami that who was this person? Ko nama sapuman. What was the name of this person? Oh, Brahmana, Kasya, Kim Virya Evacha, and whose son was he, in which dynasty was he born, and Kasmad Guhyam Gataha Shishya, and why was he sleeping in the cave, Kim Tejo Yavanardana. So, what was his power that he was able to kill this Yavana? How is that he got this type of power to do that? Was he some yogi? Has he done some tapasya? Or did he have some boon, etc.? So Kasya Vamsha, Kasya means in which dynasty was he born, and Kim Virya means whose son was he. Kim Prabhava, what was his prowess? Kim Teja, potency. Kasya Virya, Kasya Putra, whose son was he? And these questions were asked. So Sri Shuka Uvacha, so Sri Shukadeva Goswami, he explains. Saikshvaku kule jato mandhatri tanayo mahan muchukunda iti khyato brahmanya satya sangaraha. So he was born in the dynasty of Ikshvaku. Ikshvaku was son of Vivaswan. Vivaswan Manve Pahav, no, grandson. Manu Ikshvaka Vebrabhit. He was son of Manu. Right? In Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says that I spoke this to Vivaswan. And then Vivaswan said it to Manu, Vaivashvat Manu, his son, and then his son is Ikshvaku. So he's in the Sun dynasty. And Mandhata was a great king in that dynasty. The story of Mandhata came in the 9th canto, remember? He was born to king. His father's name was Nahusa, his son or father. He was doing a yajna in the forest because he had no son. And then at the night the king got up. He was thirsty, so he drank the water which was meant for his wife, so that she will become pregnant. And because he drank the water, now he became pregnant. And then he gave birth to this baby called Mandhata. But now the problem was that how is he going to drink milk, baby? Because he is born from the father. Father does not have breast milk. So then Indra came there and Indra put his thumb inside the mouth. That's why children suck the thumb. Some children like to suck their thumb. So Indra said, Mam dhata. Mam means me, dhata means drink. So he put his thumb in the mouth of the baby and the baby started sucking it and he got milk from it. So therefore his name became Mandhata. Mandhatri. Tanyo Mahan. Muchkunda. His name was Muchakunda. And he was Brahmanya. He was a great devotee of the Brahmanas and Satya Sangara, very truthful person. And Sayachitaha Surganair Indradyair Atma Rakshane. So he was begged by the Devatas headed by Indra for their protection. Asurebhya paritrastais tadraksham svakarochiram. Because the Asuras, they were troubling the Devas. And he went and he protected them. And he did this for a long time. Karot chiram. Labdhva graham guham te swa palam mukchukandamatha bruvan rajan viramatam krichrad bhavan paripalanat. And when they got Guha, Guha is another name from Kartikeya or Skanda, son of Shiva. So then they approached the king. He says, O king, please you can stop from this tough work that you have been doing for us, protecting us, because we have got now our own chief of army, Skanda, to fight. So labdhva guham te swapalam muchkunda matha bruvan rajan viramatam krichat bhavan paripalana. So you can stop now. And that's when they asked him that please ask for some boon so that we are happy to give you something as a reciprocation of the service that you have done. So there is not much commentary. Guha is Kartikeya, that's all is the commentary. So we'll stop here because then he's going to describe how the king will pray to Krishna. Because Muchakunda did not know when this guy was killed and then suddenly Krishna appeared there. So he did not know who is he. So then Krishna will introduce himself and he will pray to him. So there are nice prayers. Okay, any question on this? Yes, Naranji.
My question is that in the previous previous classes where there was a description of Shishupal work, it was described that he had a lot of animosity towards Bhagavan.
Shishupal?
Yeah. It's he had a lot of Dvesha for the Lord. He was thinking about the Lord always in enmity and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
And he ended up at a supreme destination. Whereas in this case, my question is that what is the destination attained by someone like by Kali?
So first we have to understand the principle of destination. That the general principle is, as you know very well from Bhagavad Gita, that destination is whatever you think at the time of death. That is the general principle. But when Krishna kills somebody or some very intimate devotees of Krishna kill someone, just like even people like Bhima, Arjuna, when they were killing, So they got liberation because they were all killed in the presence of Krishna. This is there in Bhagavatam. 2-3 places this comes.
Yeah.
Now in case of Kaliyavan, it is different because Krishna did not kill him. He was also not thinking of Krishna. He was not devoted. He was not having any enmity in the sense like Shishupal. Because Shishupal's case was very special, that he was having not only enmity but he was thinking of Krishna all the time out of enmity. So Kaliyavan was not like that. So it is not described here that what destination he got, at least Bhagavatam is not saying, maybe somewhere else. But my guess is that he will also ultimately attain destination, if not this, certainly in future, because it's not an ordinary thing to be killed in presence of Krishna and to run behind him. After all, when he's running behind him, he's thinking of Krishna. And even when he was burnt, he was thinking that this guy is Krishna.
Yes.
So either he got liberated now itself because he's thinking of Krishna, that why he kicked Muchkunda, because he thought this is Krishna. So his last thought may be Krishna, then he is liberated. But if not, otherwise also because he will have the grace of Krishna. That is Krishna's very nature, Hatari Gati Dayaka. That when he kills somebody, he gives him liberation. Although here Krishna did not kill him directly, but he got him killed. So he will definitely have liberation, not in this life, then next life.
Thank you. I was, the reason I also asked was because in the first half of the chapter, it was described, he's thinking all these great things about Krishna, he's admiring his beauty. I think you also mentioned in your description that he was thinking this person is so handsome and things like that. And so that's why it came to my mind as to what's the eventual.
Yeah, but he was not thinking in a devotional manner.
Yeah.
He was only thinking that I want to kill him. He did not have so much animosity, he just, as we said, that he was just going around fighting with people, He was not like Jarasandha, who was angry. So it's a different situation.
Thank you.
Krishna Saran Baba.
But I also have a class, a text from some. That's okay.
Your voice is breaking. Words in between are not clear. Are you there?
I can hear okay. I'll let it be.
Okay. I think your connection is not good. Okay, Sandeep.
So, like from the last chapter to this chapter, when Sukadeva Goswami is describing. So basically, in that night, Krishna had already shifted everyone to Dwarka, and then in the morning he came out alone. Is it like this?
Morning what?
In the morning, Krishna came out all alone, wearing a lotus garland. Is it?
Yeah, he came out alone.
So like not in the night, in the morning.
Of course, not at night.
No, another thing is that when Kaliyavan had so much of army and Kaliyavan alone is running, so why didn't the army follow him in the sense he was alone running?
Because he was not fighting. You remember, he said that I will also fight with him without weapon. So what is the point? The other guy is not having any weapons. So he said he will also. So what army will do? He's not fighting with weapons. He's not fighting with army. Just one on one.
Generally, the army would follow the king, so I was just thinking like the army just stood there.
Yeah, army was not ordered to run behind him. Maybe some people ran, who knows, but there's no description. Probably some people might have run behind and then came back with the news that he's killed. Let's go back. And even if they want to attack, there's nobody there now. Okay. So I cannot read the name. Who is there? Kanai. I think you have to unmute yourself. I cannot hear you. Speak. I cannot hear you.
In what Maharaj?
Yeah, now you speak.
Thank you very much. Only recently I've started joining the classes. So my question was about Kaustubhamani. I think I heard you say Kaustubhamani as the source of Jiva, something in that line.
Yeah.
So we hear different descriptions about the Jiva's origin, like here linked to Kaustubhamani somewhere else. I remember reading something in relation to Mahasankarsana. So how did we harmonize all these various understandings?
So it's very simple, because Krishna is the ultimate form of Tattva. Krishnastu Bhagavan Swayam. And he has all the potencies within him. So what you see, all these marks on his body, sometimes you hear that he has various marks on his hands and feet, right? He has umbrella, he has barley, he has lotus, some chakra, all these types of things. So these are representative of various potencies. Like he also has Lakshmi or this Srivatsa on his chest. So what it indicates is that as a person, he has got all the potencies in him. And then these potencies also manifest outside. Lakshmiji is also outside. But when it comes to his own person, he is complete in himself. So Jiva is the Tatastha Shakti, therefore Tatastha Shakti is not part of his Swarupa. So therefore it is like an ornament outside. So that's the Kaustubha. Then when he manifests his forms, whether it is Mahavishnu or this or that, then they also have this corresponding representations, because they are his form. So now this whole idea that it comes from here or there, because Jiva is Anadi. So no jayate mriyate va kadachin nayam bhutva bhavata. There is no such thing as that it comes from here or it comes from there. When it is said that he is the cause of all causes, cause here does not mean that he is creating. Generally a cause is understood in the sense that when something turns into something else. Like you take clay and you make a pot, then you say clay is the cause of pot. You take gold, you make an ornament. So ornament is caused by the gold, that is its cause. Means it is made of it. So living beings are not caused in that sense because they are anadi. So it is in the sense that they are not independent. That's what we call as Shesha, Sheshi, or Amsha or Amsi. Mamaevanso Jivaloke. Amsha also does not mean that chopped off from his body and then became part, like you take some piece and you break it and say this is part of it. So Jiva is also not part in that sense. So when it is said it is part or it is energy, all it means that he is the only independent reality. So the Ishvara Parama Krishna, he is the Param Ishvara, supreme, independent, supreme controller, or Abhigya Swarat. So Svenaiva Rajata iti Swarat. So his existence does not depend on anything else. Everyone else's independent existence depends on that, although they are coexistent. The Jivas are coexistent with Bhagavan. A Jiva is as old as Bhagavan himself. It's not that Jiva came later and Bhagavan came first. Usually cause is that which comes first and effect comes later. So niyat purvrititvam karanatvam. Karya niyat purvrititvam karanatvam. That's how the karana is defined, which is pre-existent always before the effect comes. So he is not cause in that sense. So we have to understand, just like sadhana bhakti causes bhav bhakti, but it does not cause in the sense that by sadhana bhav will be created or manifest, produced. Because bhaktya sanjatya bhakta vibhrati utpal kamtanam. Bhakti comes from bhakti only, so it's not caused by anything. So it just in the sense when it is said it is a cause, means by doing this it becomes manifest. That's all. Is it clear? Krishna Chaitanya.
Pranam Guru Maharaj, I have a question regarding Muchukund, Raja Muchukund. How is it possible that a human being can live so long as to cross 28 cycles of yoga? Is it because of the bone that he was given that he could live so long? I mean, did his body not deteriorate? How does that?
Yeah, time actually acts and functions. Albert Einstein said that time, space, they are relative things. And you can also experience. So if you go in the state of samadhi, then time does not affect on you. Your body can remain same. So his sleep was more like that. It's not as we are thinking. So when yogis go, if they go into samadhi, then they can remain in samadhi, and when they come out, their body does not age during that period. So aging can happen. Gunvyatikara kala. Kala is that which brings influence on the gunas, but how it brings influence is different. It brings less influence on sattva, more on rajas, more on tamas, like that.
So should we say that basically that Kala is not acting on him? That is why he is not aging.
Yeah, that's why I'm saying that its influence is not there.
Oh, got it. Thank you.
You had said that there's different types of niti, and you said something about like not the crooked type or something. So what are the different types of niti?
Well, there is dharmaniti, rajniti, kootaniti. It's different types.
How many different types are there? 3?
There is no such description like that, but it depends what you are doing. Niti is actually niti. Even if it is kootaniti, it's still a niti. Niti means you want to achieve your destination. And the means you use to do that, that is what niti is. So it is called koot. Koota means something hidden, or what I was calling as crooked. So you may do things which are sounding irreligious. Dharmaniti means you don't want to flout the principles of dharma, within the range of dharma you do niti.
So could it be like sattvic niti, rajasic niti, and tamasic niti?
Yeah, it can be. It's not defined like that.
Thank you.
Okay.